Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Wider from MassageChairRelief.com, and today is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Wednesday, April 12th, 2017. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me today. As far as stock status goes, I'm not aware of too many things that are back ordered. The beige Titan Executive is back ordered. I don't know for how long. The Novo XT from Human Touch has been a fairly popular seller, and they still don't have abundant inventory for all their colors. I'm not exactly sure which colors they are shy on, but they do have stock, but some of the numbers are a little bit low. So if you're looking at a Novo XT, make sure you don't delay, because they may be out of stock. You might have to wait a month. But anyways, those are the ones that I'm aware of that are in stock or out of stock. Let's see, we've got, I updated my free report. You know, I haven't updated my free report since I first put it out maybe three years ago. If you go to the bottom of any page on my website, you'll see a little link that says to get my report, and the report's called 8 Things You Absolutely Need to Know Before You Even Consider Investing in a High-Quality Robotic Massage Chair. Well, things have changed a little bit since I first put that out. We have an American-made chair now. We have butt rollers or L-tracks. We've got different types of warranties now, and more information about certain chairs. So anyways, if you want to download that, you can do it on my website. You just have to click the link and put in your name and your first name and your email address. Also, when you do subscribe to the free report, you also will be put on our mailing list. Now don't worry, I don't send tons of emails. I don't send very many at all, except maybe around Black Friday and Christmas time when we have our sales. But I would encourage you to sign up, if for nothing else, than to just be notified when there's a particular sale going on, or if there's a new model out, or if maybe there's some return chairs that we have available. And oftentimes you'll be notified of that before we put it on the website on our pre-owned chair directory. Anyways, okay, also 2 weeks ago I talked about the HT 9500 from Human Touch being discontinued, which was a leather chair, and I had mentioned at that time that there weren't any other leather chair options except for the Inada Dreamwave, which does have a genuine black premium leather model. Well, one of my viewers and one of my customers correctly pointed out that the Luraco iRobotics 7, though not a complete leather chair, does have leather touch points. So the main parts of the chair, the main parts of the upholstery, the exterior, the body, along the sides, that is all synthetic leather or faux leather or Naugahyde. But the touch points where your body touches, where your skin touches, your hands, the hands and forearms, the feet and calves, the hips, the neck, those are all black leather touch points. So on a black leather chair, you can't tell the difference. On a black Luraco iRobotics 7, you can't tell the difference. But if you look at the beige or the brown, you can see black accent points. And those black accent points are the touch points. So if you look at a picture, you'll see that. Those are the places that have genuine leather. And it has a different feel. The genuine leather is a little more softer and malleable, a little bit more, easily, a little more, just easier. It's just softer and a more textured surface. Whereas the Naugahyde, the synthetic leather, does have a tendency to be a little more stiff, a little harder, and that's how it is with most massage chairs. But you can feel the difference on that chair when you do take the time to kind of palpate around the upholstery of that chair. Now, also the Osaki Pro Dreamer is regularly $52.95. It's on sale for $42.95 for the month of April. The Ogawa Sale continues on. They're extending it another month to May 3rd, where you have $500 off the Ogawa Smart 3D. You have $250 off the Ogawa Active Super Track, and $200 off the Ogawa Refresh. And the Osaki Pro Dreamer is a chair that's been around for 3 or 4 years. I had it in my showroom right from the get-go, that one and the Cyber. I've sold both those 4 models since then. They were nice chairs at the time. They're still nice chairs, but 3-4 years in massage chair life is a long life. The Osaki or the Inada Dreamwave is probably the one major exception to that, and I would also say the Infinity IT 8500. Those are 2 exceptions to the rule. They are timeless chairs that we sell a lot of, and we have been for years. But the Osaki Pro Dreamer is a nice chair. It has foot rollers, zero gravity, lots of airbags. It was the first chair that kind of come out to be a look-alike of the Inada Dreamwave. Back then it was called the Inada Sonyo Dreamwave 8 years ago when it came out. And the body design was so different from what they were used to. The Panasonic chairs, if you look at them, that's a more of a, if you look at those chairs, they're a little bit more traditional looking chairs. But the Inada Dreamwave, Sonyo Dreamwave comes out with this whole different body shape, like the kind of the kidney-shaped side arms. And at first it was mocked a little bit by people in the industry because it was such a distinct and different design, and it was kind of out of the norm of what we were used to. And it won awards for the design in Japan, or the Japanese designer, I can't remember his name, but he won awards for the design. It was fairly innovative. Well, anyways, as much as the other companies kind of scoffed at it, they started bringing out imitation lookalikes. And the Infinity IT8500 was one of those, and the Osaki Pro Dreamer was one of those. And even though it looks like the Dreamwave, it is very different chair. Same with the Infinity, very different chair. But you will see that a lot of the chairs nowadays have that kind of that kidney-shaped design. I mean, it's a fairly popular design on a lot of massage chairs. So Inada really pioneered the way with body design, and these other companies kind of imitated it. But the Dreamer for the money for $42.95 is a great chair. It's got everything you need. It's got a little plug-and-play music system. If you plug in your phone or your device, you can play the music over the speakers. You've got foot rollers, which are quite mild. It's got a stretch program. It has lots of airbags, zero gravity. So anyways, that chair's on sale for $42.95. Of course, you can call me if you have any questions about it. I'm always available. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, then, okay. So on my last update, I told you I was gonna post a review on the Novo XT, and I've held off on that. It's not completely finished yet because I'm trying to get some answers. My chair in my showroom in Utah, and I believe this also applies to the showroom in California. That chair is our first 3D L-track chair, right? 3D L-track. That means you can adjust the depth of the rollers so that you can make it more or less intense. All the other L-track chairs we carry don't have that feature. Well, Human Touch comes out with this Novo XT, and it offers this cool feature. Well, when you're in the remote, when you turn on an auto program and you want to change the intensity, you go to the menu, down to the settings button, and then there you can adjust the intensity from soft to strong with 5 different settings, intensity settings. Well, my experience with it was that as soon as you changed the intensity, let's say it was on strong or a 5, and I changed it to a 1 for a customer who wanted a less intense massage, I would change it, and then a few moments later I would go back in, and it was not at a 5 anymore, but it was maybe at a 3 or a 2. It wouldn't go right to the 1, or it had gone to the 1 and then it moved to a 2 or 3. So I had inquired of that from Human, and one of my customers had also mentioned that in a review. If you look at the review on my website, now I think also on my YouTube channel, someone mentions comments about you can't change the 3D settings in the auto programs, and I have made the changes, but it is a little tedious. You have to change it once, maybe go back and make sure it's still changed. I think on this one setting that I did in the Awake program, I changed it from a strong or a 5 down to a 1, and then it came back as a 3, and then I did it again, back to 1, and then it came back as a 1. So I don't know exactly how that works. I've asked Human Touch about it. They say that on those programs, there's some of those programs that don't offer that you can't change the settings, but for the ones that I was on, you can change it. So I don't exactly know why it doesn't hold or stick, but I'm trying to find out more about that. And before I write the review, which will be up, knock on wood, next week, I will have that hopefully explained more than, to my satisfaction. Also on that chair, the scan is a little different than other scans. Other scans, you just turn on the chair, lean back, and wait for it to analyze your spine and figure out how tall you are. A lot of times those chairs, when they scan you, it overshoots or undershoots where your head is. So sometimes you get the rollers massaging your skull at the end of the scan, or it's too low, it's down in the lower part of the neck, and you want it right under the base of the skull. So you have to override the scan, which means that and I've got a video on this too on my website, or I'm on YouTube channel, because it's a fairly common thing amongst different massage chair companies. When the chair is doing a scan and it's doing the shoulder height determination component of the scan, and usually the Chinese chairs anyways will beep to tell you that they're asking. When the chair beeps, it's asking you, hey, is this the right height for the rollers? And if it's too high or too low, you can then push the arrow buttons up or down to move the rollers to right beneath the skull. And then you let go, and then the chair finishes the scan, and you're set, and you don't have to worry about it. Well, the Novo XT, when you turn on the chair, it immediately goes to the height. It's got 9 different height levels. And you can move it up all the way up to where you feel the rollers are hitting your spine or not. And from what I understand, and what I did, I think you can change that midstream as well. So let's say you've set it up to setting 7 out of 9. You know, I'm 5'9", 5'10" in that area. I changed the setting to maybe a 7 or an 8. And then I find, you know, once the scan is done and the chair massage program started, I find that, oh, it's still too low. Then I can still go in and raise the height to a 9 or an 8. From a 7 or lower to, you know, 1 through 5 or 6. So that's another thing that's kind of unique about that Novo chair. You can set the height right away. And once you know what your height is, you know you're a 9 all the time, then every time you get in, you just move it to a 9, bang, and then your scan for all intents and purposes is done. So that's a Novo XT. I thought you might want to know about that. So instead, I wrote an article about, and I'll have hopefully have the Novo XT article out next week. When I have, like I said, when I have those things, the thing about the 3D settings clarified. But also, I wrote an article about two roller chairs versus 4 roller chairs. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but most massage chairs have 4 rollers. So it looks like 2 sets of roller balls, 2 on either side of the spine. And those rollers go up and down in concert up and down your spine. Other chairs have 2 rollers instead of 4. And so those 2 rollers, they also go up and down in concert, up and down your spine, but they seem to feel more intense than the quad rollers. And what's happening is that the force of the massage through the massage arms to the roller balls is dispersed among 4 roller balls, or 4, in some cases, 4 roller arms to the end of which are attached 4 roller balls. And those roller balls, that energy is dispersed through the massage arm through 4 heads. And so it doesn't seem as intense on a quad roller. You can make it intense. Some of them have, like the Infinity IT8500 is a fairly intense chair. As a matter of fact, we consider it a deep tissue massage chair. And some have 3D rollers, so you can take those quad rollers and just drive them into your back and really increase the intensity. But the 2 roller chairs, they have a more, like that energy and force coming from the massage arm is dispersed through 2 rollers, so it kind of digs into those muscles on either side of your spine in 2 spots. So it feels more intense, feels deeper. It feels like it's kind of concentrating a little bit better, a little deeper on on the muscles at the time. And so the dual rollers do feel more intense. Chairs like the iRobotics 7 from Luraco, the Ogawa Smart 3D, the Osaki JP Premium 4S and 4D, the Apex Regent, the old discontinued Navitas Sleep, those are all dual roller chairs. And I'll tell you, when you sit in those chairs, you feel like those rollers are digging in more. And there is definitely something to that. When I first got in the business, the Sanyo chairs, before Sanyo was bought out by Panasonic, the Sanyo chairs had dual rollers, and it was definitely a more intense chair. The quad rollers are more comfortable. You can make it intense, but they're more comfortable. So it seems to me like the companies that have like American and Japanese designers and engineers tend to like those dual rollers. Inada doesn't have it, but the Osaki chairs, which are those 2 Osaki models, are Japanese made. The Apex Regent originally came from Johnson Wellness, which is a company out of Taiwan that has Japanese, ex Panasonic, ex Inada, ex Fuji Orki engineers. The Ogawa Smart 3D is a Kosia. That's from the same company as Kosia. That's 100% Chinese. So maybe the Chinese will start coming out with more dual roller chairs. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. You can really tell the difference in the intensity. But I talk about it in that, you probably don't need to read the blog now because I just talked about it. But anyways, you can go into that blog and read my article about two rollers versus 4 rollers. I hope it makes sense. It's a hard thing to explain. And even people like me who have the gift of gab at times, it's even hard for me to try to describe it in words in a visual sense, so it makes sense. But anyways, I thought you might be interested to know that. I think that is just about it. We've got the new, the Inada Nest is now out. If you want to get that chair, I don't have it in my showrooms yet, and I think I mentioned to you, our California showroom flooded. We're still not open. But hopefully we can at least get going before all the drywall has been repaired. They had to cut off a foot of drywall all around the showroom because the water had gone into the carpet on the floor and it soaked up through the drywall. A bloody nightmare is all I can tell you. It's been a pain in the royal rumpus. We have customers that are traveling out there that just know we have a store. Maybe they didn't call, or they just came out there and they've driven an hour and a half. And in Southern California, an hour and a half commutes, it's not uncommon, and holy cow, it's very irritating for those dear customers who have come out and we're not even open. And Michael, my manager down there, is just, he's a good guy and a real trooper, and he's hanging in there trying to get things organized with the insurance companies. We're trying to get it open next week, trying to clean the carpets and at least get the chairs set up so people can come in and at least sit on the chairs before, even before we finish fixing the walls. But anyways, for those of you who have gone to the showroom and you've not been able to get in, my most humble apologies. I feel terrible about it. It's one of those things it was out of my power, out of my control, and we're just trying to deal with the aftermath. But hopefully within the next week we'll have it up and running, and you can come on down and see all the cool chairs. And again, to those who have come to a locked door with a sign on the door, I am so very sorry. I apologize. That is very embarrassing for me as a business owner. Untitled is coming out with a new model called the Lohas, which is another L-track chair. I mentioned that to you last week. It's supposed to be out sometime this month. I don't have the images or the data yet. I've asked for it, and hopefully Nina and John will get it to me soon. I can get it up on the website. And then, of course, we are still expecting the Luraco Legend, which is the 3D L-track from Luraco, American made. That chair is not going to be out until end of third quarter, fourth quarter. So anyways, I'll keep you posted about that. A lot of people are interested in that chair. It has a 58-inch roller track length, which is long. And it has 3D rollers in various segments. You don't have to just do 3D for everything. You can do 3D up in this area or down this mid-back or low back or whatnot. Pretty cool prototype. So we'll see how cool it is when it actually comes out. Well, I guess that's about it, eh? So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at 888-259-5380. Be happy to chat with you. You can send me messages on through the email or through the website. You can talk on the chat software on our website. You can leave comments on the Facebook or YouTube. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I'm always here at your disposal. So I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.